Hello, my name is Lieutenant Keith White from the Monroe Police Department. This is Lieutenant George Cinco from the Newtown Police Department. We had not planned a press conference for today. The Board of Ed did come out yesterday with the superintendent to address the media. They will not be making any public statements. They're going back to business as usual. I will report that I was down to school today. The buses arrived on time. The kids all got off the bus. A lot of them were happy to see their friends they hadn't seen in a while. They're excited about the new school. They were brought in. They were all brought together as a class for the first time since the tragedy, and the teachers got to meet with the students. The superintendent and the principal, vice principal all met with the parents that wanted to come to school today. They were allowed to stay on campus. If they wanted to stay with their children for a short time, they were allowed to. Most of them ended up in an assembly down in the lecture hall where they were addressed by the school board members. I'll take one or two questions if we could, if anybody has a question.
Lieutenant, can you talk about the attendance today? Did you see a huge turnout?
Talking to the principal, attendance was very good today. Most of the students did come by bus. Most of the buses were full, and a lot of the classrooms were full.
Do you know what percentage of parents decided to stay for a while?
I couldn't tell you the percentage of parents. I will tell you that the lecture hall was full with parents who had legitimate questions, and hopefully they were addressed by the school and the police department.
Do you know what was said about the replacement teachers?
No, I don't have any knowledge of that.
Lieutenant, I know you're going to probably have security at dismissal again today, but how long do you anticipate having such a presence? Because school runs 5 days a week.
We are going to stay on top of that. We are going to focus on the school. Again, the children's safety is of utmost importance to both towns. The two police departments are going to work together to make sure that it is a safe environment for the children to go to, and we will evaluate it on a day-to-day, more likely a week-to-week basis.
Is there a line to be drawn between being there and present and reassuring and being something that kind of emphasizes something's different?
Not sure what that question was. Repeat that again?
Well, is there a line between having a lot of presence there where the children recognize, hey, something's different here, and at the same time trying to be there to be a positive?
We are trying to keep a balance between that. We don't want them to think this is a police state. We want them to know that this is a school and a school first, and that it's a place that they're to come to learn, enjoy their friends, and grow up.
Lieutenant, what we saw when Newtown went back into session, there's a little bit of nonsense with different threats. Anything like that?
Today has been pretty mundane, no issues going on at this point.
Lieutenant, I just wanted to clarify, the meeting and the assembly, was that for parents or for students as well? And
It was for the parents today. The students all reported to their homeroom classes and began their normal school day.
And do you have an idea of how that meeting, what kind of questions were addressed and how long that went?
Mostly how school was going to go. I addressed some security issues with the parents, told them what we were doing and how we plan to go forward.
Parents seemed worried? Or
Most of the parents were receptive. I think they were satisfied with the answers they were given and what they were able to see.
What were their concerns?
I won't discuss their exact concerns nor the security that's in place. One more question? Parents were concerned. The school board wanted to discuss any matters that they brought up, which they did, and I believe the parents were satisfied with the answers they were given under the circumstances.
Can you talk about the mood of the children today? What the atmosphere was like in terms for them?
Watching them get off the bus, most of the kids were excited. They had seen friends they hadn't seen in a while. They were anxious to get into the hallways and meet up with the other kids. And you could see the teachers had the same response. They were quite excited to see the students all together. They've met them separately, one-on-one, in small groups, but I think they were all generally excited to see them as a group.
no uneasiness that you kind of noticed?
Not that I picked up on at that point, no.
as
I'll
you
take
go
one more.
forward, how do you guys act as you go forward? As this turns into a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months from now, how do you guys assess what you continue to need to do at that school?
We got to do what the parents see fit, what the school board sees fit, and we're just going to address it, like I said, on probably a week-to-week basis. We want to just make sure everybody feels comfortable, and we want to move on and let the kids move on too.
Who were the teachers?
Just to,
Monroe
to
teachers?
Name, please.
My name is Lieutenant Keith White, and just so you know, I know a lot of people have been anxious to get a photograph of the school. I received hundreds of phone calls, I think, over the last day or two trying to get access to that. I have taken photographs with permission of the superintendent of the front of the building And at the conclusion of this, I will release it up to AP, and that photograph of the new Sandy Hook Elementary School will be available.
Are there any pictures of the children?
I will address that. There are the therapy dogs in the school today. A lot of the kids have sat down and enjoyed a few moments with the dogs. There are counselors available. I would not be privileged if they actually spoke to them. I'm going to conclude at that point. There is actually no other press conferences scheduled, and the Board of Ed will not be coming out to make any further statements. Thank you. I'm going to release the photograph to AP, so it'll be put out there.
When do you expect?
Monroe have a website that you might also
I'm not positive of that, to tell you the truth, because it would have to come through the Newtown Board of Ed, and I wouldn't be able to speak for that. Okay?
Get the percentage of the attendance today.
I don't know the percentage, and we're going to conclude that. Thank you.